Welcome back to Coins Vault America, the home of rare treasure stories hidden in your pocket, and today we are diving into one of the most exciting and historic silver coins ever produced in the United States. The legendary 1901 old half-dollar coin that carries history, mystery, and serious value for collectors around the world. If you love rare American coins and dream about finding a piece worth big money, then stay with me because this episode could change the way you look at every old silver coin forever. The 1901 half-dollar belongs to the famous Barber Half Dollar series designed by Charles E. Barber, chief engraver of the United States Mint. This series was minted from 1892 to 1915 and is one of the most collected classic American silver coin designs in history. The obverse features Lady Liberty wearing a Phrygian cap with a laurel wreath and the word Liberty boldly placed on the headband. Around the rim you will see 13 stars representing the original colonies and the date 1901 at the bottom. The reverse shows a powerful heraldic eagle with spread wings holding arrows and an olive branch symbolizing strength and peace. Above the eagle you see, "In God We Trust," and surrounding the design, United States of America and half dollar. The 1901 half dollar was struck at 3 different mints: Philadelphia, New Orleans, and San Francisco. Each mint produced different quantities, and that makes a huge difference in value today. The 1901 Philadelphia half dollar had a mintage of over 8 million coins, which makes it more common in lower circulated grades. But here's the good news: in high mint state condition, especially MS65 and above, this coin becomes extremely valuable because most examples were heavily circulated. The 1901 O half dollar from New Orleans is scarcer in high grades, and collectors love New Orleans mint coins because of their lower survival rates in mint condition. The 1901 S Barber Half Dollar is one of the most famous key date coins in American numismatic history. Only around 87,000 pieces were minted and very few survived in high-grade condition. This coin is considered the rarest business strike Barber Half Dollar in mint state, and it is one of the most wanted coins in the entire Barber series. Finding a 1901 S in good condition is already a big deal, but finding one in uncirculated, mint state condition is like winning the lottery for coin collectors. In lower circulated grades like good or very good, the 1901 S can still sell for thousands of dollars. In extremely fine or about uncirculated grades, the value can jump dramatically, and in mint state grades such as MS63, MS64, or MS65, this coin can reach tens of thousands and even over $100,000 depending on eye appeal and strike quality. Auction records have shown that top-grade examples of the 1901 S half dollar have sold for massive prices, making headlines in the coin collecting world. Now imagine this: you open an old family collection or discover a forgotten silver half dollar in a box, and it turns out to be a 1901 S in strong condition. That single coin could be worth more than many people earn in months or even years. That is why this coin is known as one of the most wanted half dollars in American history. Let us talk about silver content because that matters too. The 1901 Barber half dollar is composed of 90% silver and 10% copper with a weight of 12.5 grams. Even in damaged condition, the coin has intrinsic silver value, but the real money comes from rarity, condition, and demand. Collectors always look for clear date, strong details in Liberty hair, sharp eagle feathers, and minimal scratches. Coins with original luster and no cleaning are especially valuable. Cleaning can destroy collector value, so never polish or clean an old silver coin. Another important factor is mint mark location. On the 1901 half dollar, the mint mark, if present, is located on the reverse below the eagle above the letters D and O in dollar. If there is no mint mark, then it was struck in Philadelphia. When searching for a 1901 half dollar, always check carefully under good lighting, use a magnifying glass to confirm the mint mark and inspect for wear. The market demand for key date Barber coins remains strong because serious collectors building complete sets must own the 1901 S. Without it, their collection is incomplete, and that constant demand keeps prices high. The 1901 S is often compared to other legendary key date coins such as the 1916 D Mercury dime or the 1909 SVDB Lincoln cent because of its rarity and high grades. If you are building a Barber half dollar collection, the 1901 S is the ultimate challenge and achievement. Now here is the good news for collectors and treasure hunters. Even if you do not own the 1901S, the 1901 Philadelphia and 1901 O versions can still be worth strong money, in higher grades especially if they are well preserved. Many collectors overlook circulated examples, but even those can sell for respectable prices, especially when silver prices rise. Coin grading plays a massive role in determining final value, professional grading. Services like PCGS and NGC authenticate and assign condition grades which help maximize resale value. Certified coins usually bring higher prices at auction because buyers trust the grade. If you believe you have a 1901 half dollar in exceptional condition, consider professional grading before selling. Storage is also critical. Keep your coins in protective holders away from moisture and avoid handling them with bare hands. Oils from skin can damage surfaces over time. The 1901 half dollar represents an era of American history during the early 20th century, a time of industrial growth, expansion, and transformation. Owning one is like holding a piece of that history in your hand. Collectors from the United States, Europe, and Asia compete for premium examples, which drives auction prices even higher. This is why the 1901S Barber Half Dollar is not just a coin, it is a trophy piece. Before we close, remember, always research, carefully buy from reputable dealers, and never rush into expensive purchases without proper authentication. Check your old silver coins, check family collections, and pay attention to mint marks because hidden treasures still exist. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the most valuable 1901 USA Old Half Dollar and want more rare coin stories from American history, make sure to subscribe to Coins Vault America, where we uncover the most wanted and valuable coins ever minted. In this extended part of our documentary, we're going deeper into history, rarity grading, investment strategy, and real auction power behind this incredible silver coin. To truly understand why the 1901 half dollar, especially the 1901S, is so valuable, we need to look at survival rates, not just mintage numbers. Mintage tells us how many coins were produced, but survival rate tells us how many still exist today in collectible condition. The 1901S had a relatively low mintage compared to other Barber half dollars. But what makes it extraordinary is that most of those coins entered heavy circulation in the western United States during a booming economic period. Coins were used daily in saloons, banks, railroads, and trade markets, and very few were saved in pristine condition. At that time, collectors did not widely save half dollars in mint condition like they do today. So high-grade examples are extremely rare. In fact, many experts estimate that only a tiny percentage of the original 1901S mintage survives in mint state grades. That extreme rarity and high condition is what creates record-breaking auction prices. Now let us talk about grading in more detail because this is where serious money is made. In lower grades such as good or very good, the coin will show heavy wear, Liberty face will be mostly flat, the wreath details faded, and the eagle feathers worn smooth. These coins are still rare in the 1901S version and can command impressive prices. In fine and very fine grades, more detail appears in the hairlines and eagle wings. These mid-grade examples are highly desirable for collectors building complete sets on a budget. When we reach extremely fine and about uncirculated grades, the coin begins to show sharp features and limited wear. High-end AU examples of the 1901S are extremely valuable and can sell for large five-figure prices depending on eye appeal. Home of rare history, hidden treasure, and the most wanted coins in American history. Today we are diving deep into one of the most exciting classic silver coins ever struck, the legendary 1898 USA half dollar. If you are a serious coin collector, a silver investor, or someone who loves treasure stories, this is the episode you cannot afford to miss. The 1898 half dollar is part of the famous Barber Half Dollar series designed by Charles E. Barber. This design was introduced in 1892 and continued until 1915. It represents a powerful era in American history, a time of industrial growth, economic expansion, and rising national pride. The obverse features Liberty wearing a Phrygian cap with a laurel wreath symbolizing freedom, strength, and honor. Around her head, you see the words Liberty and the date 1898 boldly struck below. The reverse displays a proud American eagle, with wings spread wide, holding arrows, and an olive branch representing readiness for war and desire for peace. The 1898 half dollar was struck in 4 different mints. Philadelphia, New Orleans, San Francisco, and Denver was not producing half dollars in this year. Philadelphia coins carry no mint mark, New Orleans coins show the O mint mark, San Francisco coins show the S mint mark. Now let us talk about mintage numbers because numbers tell the real story. 898, Philadelphia half dollar. This issue had a mintage of over 2 million coins. At first glance that may sound common, but high-grade examples are surprisingly difficult to find. Most coins circulated heavily during the late 1890s. In average circulated condition, this coin can sell from $40 to $150 depending on detail. In extremely fine condition, prices can jump to $300 to $600. In mint state condition, especially MS65 and higher, the value can explode to $2,000, $4,000, or even more depending on eye appeal and luster. Proof versions were also struck in Philadelphia with a very limited mintage. Proof 1898 half dollars in deep cameo condition have sold for $5,000 to over $5,000 at major auctions. 98 or New Orleans half dollar. This is where collectors get very excited. The New Orleans mint coins are known for weaker strikes and lower survival in high grades. The mintage was strong, but high grade coins are rare. In circulated condition, values range from $50 to $200. In about uncirculated condition, you may see prices from $700 to $1,500. In mint state grades, MS64 and above auction prices have crossed $5,000 to $15,000, especially for well-struck pieces. This makes the 1898 a key target for serious barber collectors. 1898, S San Francisco half dollar. San Francisco coins are always popular due to lower mintages and strong strikes. The 1898 S had a lower production compared to Philadelphia. Circulated coins usually sell between $60 and $250. High-grade examples in MS65 condition can reach $6,000 to $12,000. Top population coins with exceptional luster and sharp detail have brought even higher results in elite auctions. Now here is the good news for coin collectors. Many 1898 half dollars are still hiding in old collections, inherited coin albums, estate boxes, and even old bank-wrapped rolls. Because silver coins circulated for decades, some people overlook them, thinking they are just old silver. But the difference between a common worn piece and a rare high-grade coin can mean thousands of dollars. The coin is composed of 90% silver and 10% copper. Even if the coin is heavily worn, it still holds solid intrinsic silver value. But collector value is where the real treasure lies. Condition is everything. Look closely at Liberty hair details above the ear. Check the wreath leaves and the word Liberty on the headband. On the reverse, inspect the eagle feathers shield lines and mint mark clarity. Strong details equal higher value. Original luster with no cleaning can multiply the price dramatically. Grading companies such as PCGS and NGC have certified top examples that now sit in private collections and investment portfolios. Registry set collectors compete aggressively for the finest known examples. When two wealthy collectors want the same high-grade 1898 half dollar, the auction price can skyrocket. There have been auction stories where a seemingly ordinary inherited coin turned out to be a near gem, mint state 1898 S selling for over $1,000. Another proof 1898 with deep mirror surfaces crossed 5 figures because of its rarity and eye appeal. Why is this coin so wanted? First, it represents the classic barber design era. Second, it is over 125 years old. Third, high-grade survivors are limited. And finally, demand continues to grow as more collectors enter the classic silver market. If you own an 1898 half dollar, never clean it. Cleaning destroys original surfaces and can reduce value by half or more. Store it safely in a protective holder. Consider professional grading if the coin shows strong detail and mint luster. For investors, classic US silver coins like the 1898 half dollar offer both historical significance and tangible value. Unlike modern collectibles, these coins survived economic crashes, wars, and generational change. They are portable wealth pieces of art and history combined. Imagine holding a coin that circulated during the Spanish-American War era, a coin that may have passed through the hands of merchant soldiers, bankers, and everyday Americans building a nation. That is the power of numismatics. The 1898 half dollar may not be the rarest coin in American history, but in high-grade condition, it becomes one of the most desirable barber halves ever collected. For collectors building a complete barber set, the 1898 issues, especially ONS mint marks, are essential. Always research recent auction results. Compare graded populations. Focus on eye appeal, strike quality, and originality. Those factors separate a $300 coin from a $1,000 masterpiece. As the rare coin market continues to gain global attention from both US and international collectors, prices for premium classic silver coins remain strong. Demand from registry collectors and long-term investors keeps upward pressure on top quality pieces. So check your collections, check your family coin boxes, check estate sales and coin shops. You might discover that hidden 1898 half dollar worth far more than you ever imagined. If you love rare American coins, silver history, and treasure hunting stories, stay connected with Coins Vault America. Because the next coin we reveal could be hiding in your pocket, your safe, or your family legacy. The 1898 USA half dollar is not just a coin. It is a piece of American heritage, and in the right condition, it is worth big money. Home of rare coins, hidden treasures, and unbelievable coin values. Today we are diving into one of the most fascinating pieces in American coin history. The 1908 half dollar, a coin that carries history, silver, and serious money potential. If you're a coin collector or someone who found an old half dollar in a drawer, this video might change everything for you. The year 1908 was a powerful time in American history. The country was growing, industries were booming, and silver coins were part of everyday life. The 1908 half dollar belongs to the famous Barber series designed by Charles E. Barber. This design represents classic American artistry, with Lady Liberty wearing a cap and laurel wreath on the obverse, and a bold American eagle on the reverse holding arrows and an olive branch. What makes the 1908 half dollar so special is not just its age, but its rarity, condition, and mint mark combinations. This coin was struck in 3 different mints: Philadelphia, New Orleans, and San Francisco. Each mint produced different quantities, and today collectors pay big money for certain versions, especially in high grades. The 1908 O half dollar from New Orleans is highly demanded because lower mintages and survival rates make it harder to find in excellent condition. Many of these coins circulated heavily, meaning sharp detailed examples are rare, and when a high-grade example appears in auction, it can sell for thousands of dollars. The 1908 S half dollar from San Francisco is another key date coin collectors search for. San Francisco mint coins often had lower production numbers and strong strike details, making mint state examples extremely valuable. A well-preserved 1908 S in mint condition can cross into 5-figure territory depending on grading and eye appeal. Now let us talk about condition, because condition is everything in coin collecting. A heavily worn 1908 half dollar may still hold silver value, but a coin with strong details, visible feathers on the eagle clear Liberty. Headband and minimal scratches can multiply in value dramatically. Coins graded by PCGS or NGC in MS63, MS64, or higher are considered investment level pieces. Silver content is another reason this coin holds strong value. The 1908 half dollar is made of 90% silver, which means even in lower condition it carries intrinsic metal value. But collectors are not just buying silver, they are buying history, scarcity, and beauty. Auction records have shown stunning prices for top condition examples. Some have sold for over $10,000. And in rare high mint state grades, prices have gone even higher, especially for the 1908 S, and certain proof examples from Philadelphia proof coins were specially struck with mirror-like surfaces and sharp details, and these are extremely limited, making them extremely desirable. If you are searching for a 1908 half dollar, there are key things you must check. First, look for the mint mark on the reverse below the eagle. If there is no mint mark, it was made in Philadelphia. If you see an O, it was minted in New Orleans. If you see an S, it came from San Francisco. Second, examine the overall condition. Check the rims, lettering, feathers, and Liberty details. Third, consider professional grading, because authentication increases trust and resale value. There is good news for coin collectors. Interest in classic American silver coins continues to rise globally. Investors and collectors around the world appreciate tangible historical assets, and Barber Half Dollars, especially early 20th century dates like 1908, are gaining attention every year. Imagine finding a 1908 S half dollar in an old family collection and discovering it could be worth thousands of dollars. Stories like this happen more often than people think. Hidden treasures are still out there waiting to be discovered in estate sales, coin jars, and inherited collections. The market for rare American coins is strong. Auction houses online, marketplaces, and coin shows constantly feature Barber half dollars, and serious collectors compete aggressively for top-grade examples. Scarcity drives demand, and demand drives price. If you want to start collecting the 1908 half dollar, educate yourself, study grading standards, compare auction results, and Always buy from reputable dealers. Knowledge is your greatest asset in coin collecting. This coin is more than silver. It is a piece of American heritage. It passed through hands over a century ago during a time of railroads, industrial expansion, and historic change. Holding one connects you directly to that era. As we continue exploring rare American coins, remember that patience, research, and passion are the keys to success. The 1908 half dollar remains one of the most wanted classic half dollars in American history, and its value continues to surprise collectors worldwide. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the 1908 half dollar, make sure to subscribe to Discoveries, hidden value stories, and expert insights. Your next Bitcoin treasure might already be in your pocket. Stay tuned because in our next episode, we reveal another powerful American coin that could be worth life-changing money. Now let us go even deeper into why the 1908 half dollar continues to attract serious collectors and investors around the world. Understanding rarity is the foundation of coin value, and survival rate plays a major role. While millions of half dollars were originally minted, only a small percentage survived in high-grade condition. Most were used daily in commerce, passed from hand to hand and worn down over decades. When collectors talk about low population coins, they are referring to grading service reports from PCGS and NGC. These reports show how many coins exist in each grade. Sometimes you will see that only a few dozen examples exist in mint state grades for certain mint marks. This extreme scarcity creates competition, and competition pushes prices higher. The 1908 half dollar, especially in higher grades, can be surprisingly scarce. Many were weakly struck and often show softness in the eagle feathers or liberty details. So when a sharply struck example appears, collectors pay premium money for strong eye appeal. Eye appeal means how attractive the coin looks overall, including luster color and surface preservation. Toning is another important factor. Natural toning over more than 100 years can create beautiful rainbow colors on silver coins. Some collectors specifically search for attractively toned Barber Half Dollars because they stand out in collections and often bring higher auction results compared to dull gray examples. Let us also discuss proof coins from 1908. Philadelphia produced a limited number of proof Barber Half Dollars. These coins were specially struck for collectors at the time with mirror-like fields and sharp frosted details. Proof mintage numbers were very low compared to circulation strikes, and surviving examples in high grade are extremely rare. These coins can command five-figure prices depending on condition and demand. Counterfeits are something collectors must be aware of because valuable coins attract. Fakes always check weight, which should be approximately 12.5 grams, check diameter, which should be around 30.6 millimeters, and examine details carefully. Professional grading and authentication is strongly recommended, especially for higher value coins. Market trends show steady growth in demand for classic pre-1916 silver coins. Assets during uncertain economic times, the combination of silver content, historical significance, and collector demand makes coins like the 1908 half dollar attractive long-term holdings. If you are building a collection, you may consider assembling a complete Barber Half Dollar set, which includes coins from 1892 to 1915, completing the set with all mint marks. Including the 1908 issues can be a rewarding challenge and increases overall collection prestige. Let us imagine a scenario: you visit a local estate sale and discover a small box of old coins. Inside, you notice a worn but readable 1908 S half dollar. You purchase the box at a modest price. Later, you submit the coin for grading and it returns in a higher grade than expected. Suddenly, what seemed like an ordinary purchase becomes a major profit. This is the excitement of coin collecting and why so many people are passionate about searching for hidden treasures. Another important topic is long-term storage. Always protect valuable silver coins in proper holders. Avoid cleaning coins because cleaning drastically reduces value. Even light cleaning can create hairline scratches visible under magnification. Original untouched surfaces are always preferred by collectors and grading services. The story behind the Barber design also adds to its appeal. Charles E. Barber served as chief engraver of the United States Mint, and his design was chosen during a period when the nation sought a unified coinage appearance. The classic Liberty portrait and heraldic eagle symbolize strength, stability, and American identity. Owning a 1908 half dollar is owning a small piece of that national story. High-end auction houses have recorded strong sales for premium examples of 1908 half dollars, especially coins graded MS65 and above. In some cases, bidding wars erupt between advanced collectors, pushing final prices far beyond initial estimates. This demonstrates how emotional and competitive the rare coin market can be. For beginners entering the market, start by learning grading basics. Understand that fine about uncirculated and mint state, small details can mean thousands of dollars in difference. Always compare recent auction results before buying or selling. The good news for collectors today is that information is more accessible than ever. Online auction archives, price guides, and population reports help you make smarter decisions. Knowledge reduces risk and increases confidence. Welcome to the channel. Today we are traveling back more than 100 years into American history to uncover one of the most fascinating and misunderstood coins ever produced by the United States Mint, the 1906 half dollar, a coin that quietly passed through the hands of bankers, merchants, and everyday Americans. Yet today it can be worth life-changing money if you know what to look for. This episode is especially important for coin collectors, investors, and anyone who loves hidden treasure, because the 1906 half dollar is not just old silver, it is a historical artifact from a powerful era of American growth and industrial change, and some rare examples are now among the most wanted coins in American history. The year 1906 sits in the heart of the Barber coinage era, named after Charles E. Barber, the chief engraver of the United States Mint. At the time, his design appeared on dimes, quarters, and half dollars. And while many Barber coins were heavily used and worn down, a small number survived in extraordinary condition, and these are the coins that collectors are fighting to own today. The 1906 half dollar was struck in three major U.S. mints: Philadelphia, San Francisco, and New Orleans. Each mint produced coins with subtle differences, and these differences are the key to big money value today. Let us start with the Philadelphia mint coins. These carry no mint mark and had the highest production numbers. Most of these coins entered circulation immediately and were used heavily in daily commerce, which means finding a high-grade example today is extremely difficult. A normal circulated 1906 half dollar may be worth only its silver content or slightly more, but an uncirculated example can explode in value, reaching thousands of dollars depending on condition. Now we move to the San Francisco Mint, identified by the S mint mark below the eagle on the reverse. These coins had lower production and were often transported across long distances, which caused heavy wear. Many were lost, melted, or damaged over time. High-grade 1906 S half dollars are rare and desirable, and when found with strong detail, full rims, and sharp lettering, collectors are willing to pay premium prices that continue to rise every year. The New Orleans Mint produced the 1906 O half dollar, and this is where things get very interesting. New Orleans coins are famous for weak strikes and poor storage conditions, which means truly high-quality examples are exceptionally rare. A well-struck 1906 O half dollar with original luster is considered a prize coin, and auction results have shown values climbing into the tens of thousands of dollars for top-graded pieces. One of the biggest factors that separates an average coin from a legendary one is condition. Coin grading is everything in the world of rare coins. A 1906 half dollar grade, MS65 or higher by professional grading services, can be worth more than a luxury car, while a proof example can be worth even more. Yes, proof coins. Proof 1906 half dollars were specially struck for collectors using polished dies and planches. These coins were never meant for circulation, and only a very small number were made. Proof examples feature mirror-like fields, sharp details, and stunning eye appeal. Today, an original proof 1906 half dollar in high grade can sell for massive prices and continues to be one of the most desired Barber proofs in the market. Another major value booster is originality coins that have never been cleaned, polished, or altered are extremely valuable. Cleaning destroys value, and sadly, many rare coins destroys value, and sadly, many rare coins were damaged by improper handling over the decades. If you find a 1906 half dollar with natural toning, smooth surfaces, and no harsh shine, that is a very good sign. Collectors also look for strong details in Liberty head. The word Liberty must be fully visible on the headband. The eagle on the reverse should show strong feathers, claws, and shield lines. Weak details lower the value dramatically, while sharp details increase it instantly. There is also exciting news for modern collectors. Demand for Barber half dollars has been rising steadily over the past decade as silver prices increase and collectors move away from modern coins. Interest in classic US coinage continues to grow. Wealthy. Collectors are competing for the same limited supply, and this has pushed prices higher year after year. Another reason the 1906 half dollar is gaining attention is survival rate. Millions were minted, but only a tiny fraction survived in collectible condition. Every year, more coins disappear into private collections, never to be seen again. This scarcity is exactly what drives long-term value growth. Auction records tell an incredible story. Coins that sold for a few $1,000s 20 years ago are now selling for many times that amount. The trend is clear. High-quality Barber half dollars are becoming blue-chip collectibles. If you think you might own a 1906 half dollar, do not rush to sell it. Take time to examine it carefully, check the mint mark, study the condition, and consider professional grading. This single step can be the difference between a modest value and a historic payday. For new collectors, the 1906 half dollar represents opportunity. It is old enough to be historically important, rare enough to be valuable, and still accessible compared to ultra-rare 18th century coins. It is a perfect bridge between history and investment. For advanced collectors, it is a challenge coin. Finding the right mint, the right strike, and the right grade is difficult but rewarding. This is why the 1906 half dollar continues to be one of the most hunted Barber coins in the market. As we reach the end of this documentary, remember that great treasures are often hiding in plain sight. Old collections, inherited coins, and forgotten drawers can hold remarkable surprises. The 1906 USA half dollar is proof that history can still pay off today. If you enjoyed this deep dive into one of America's most fascinating silver coins, make sure to support the channel and stay tuned, because more legendary coins are waiting to be uncovered, and the next one could change everything. As we continue deeper into the story of the 1906 USA half dollar, we must understand the America in which this coin was born. The early 20th century was a time of massive transformation. Railroads stretched across the nation, factories roared day and night, and millions of immigrants arrived seeking opportunity. The half dollar was a powerful coin back then. It represented serious money, wages, groceries, and business transactions. This was not pocket change. This coin mattered. In 1906, the United States was still on the gold and silver standard. Silver coins like the half dollar carried real intrinsic value. People trusted them because they were made of precious metal. That trust is one of the reasons these coins circulated so heavily, and also why surviving high-grade examples are so rare today. The Barber half dollar design itself tells a story. Liberty wears a laurel wreath, symbolizing honor, strength, and victory, while the eagle on the reverse stands proud, holding arrows and an olive branch, showing America's readiness for both peace and defense. Every detail was engraved by hand into steel dies long before modern machines took over coin production. This craftsmanship is something modern collectors deeply appreciate. Many 1906 half dollars were used in saloons, general stores, banks, and train stations. They traveled thousands of miles, passing from hand to hand, picking up scratches, nicks, and wear. Each mark is history, and each worn coin tells a different story. Yet collectors today search for the few that escape this harsh life. One of the most fascinating aspects of collecting the 1906 half dollar is die variety. Some coins show minor differences in lettering, spacing, and strike quality caused by worn dies or adjustments at the mint. While major errors are rare, even subtle variations can add interest and value, especially when combined with high-grade preservation. Another layer of value comes from toning. Natural toning develops over decades as silver reacts with air and storage materials. Coins stored in old paper rolls or envelopes often develop beautiful rainbow or deep golden colors. Collectors pay strong premiums for attractive original toning because it proves the coin has not been cleaned or altered. The market for classic US half dollars has evolved dramatically. In the past, collectors focused mainly on date completion. Today, condition, rarity, eye appeal, and originality matter far more. A common date like 1906 can outperform scarcer dates if it survives in exceptional condition. This shift has made hidden gems incredibly valuable. Professional grading services have changed the game. A 1906 half dollar certified and encapsulated provides confidence to buyers around the world. Coins graded MS66 or higher are now considered elite and often appear only once every several years at major auctions. When they do, bidding wars erupt. Some record-breaking sales have shocked the collecting community. A single proof or top population, mint state 1906, half dollar can sell for the price of a house. These coins often end up in long-term collections, museums, or investment portfolios and may not return to the market for decades. Collectors often ask why Barber Half Dollars are gaining momentum. The answer is simple. Supply is fixed, demand is growing, and knowledge is spreading. As more people learn about classic coins, interest increases, but the number of surviving high-quality coins never changes. Another important factor is generational wealth transfer. Many old collections are idea what they owned. When rare coins are authenticated and sold publicly, prices reset higher, creating new benchmarks for value. The 1906 half dollar also benefits from being part of a complete Barber set. Collectors attempting full date and mint mark sets must acquire one example from each year and mint. This constant demand supports prices and creates competition even during slower markets. Let us talk about mistakes collectors should avoid. Cleaning is the biggest value killer. Even light polishing can destroy decades of natural surface and reduce value by thousands of dollars. Another mistake is improper storage. Heat, moisture, and PVC plastics can permanently damage silver coins. Proper storage is essential for preserving long-term value. It's tied to history, rarity, and collector passion, not hype. As the years pass, fewer untouched examples remain. Each time a top quality coin is locked away, the remaining supply becomes even more precious. This silent shrinking of availability is why long-term trends favor classic silver coins. The story of the 1906 USA half dollar is far from over. In fact, we are likely still in the early chapters of renewed appreciation. As younger collectors enter the market and global interest grows, American classic coins continue to gain international recognition. This coin connects generations, it links the industrial age to the digital era, it is metal history, memory, and value combined into one small, powerful object.